This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, keeping you informed about the happenings in Annapolis and the area. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and of course, local weather. The Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief starts now.
Good morning. It's November 1st, 2019. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. I hope you had a wonderful Halloween. The weather seemed to cooperate. If you were out trick-or-treating, you probably dodged a bullet. And it seems like most of the weather actually sort of skipped Annapolis, aside from a little bit of rain and wind. The Anne Arundel County police officers had a busy Halloween night. At around 9 p.m., they were called to the 400 block of Gatewood Court in Glen Burnie. There, they found a male victim who had sustained multiple gunshot wounds. Unfortunately, he was pronounced deceased at the scene. This is being investigated as a homicide. Details are limited at this point, and we will have an update a little bit later on this morning, so you want to make sure you're checking out eyeonannapolis.net for that. More hate in Anne Arundel County Public Schools. Yesterday morning at about 9:45, a faculty member at South River High School discovered a swastika drawn on a wall in a boys' bathroom near the media center. According to a letter that was posted on the school's website, the swastika was discovered about 9:45, and they do believe that it was drawn sometime just after opening, as it was not there when custodial staff was there the evening before. In the letter, Principal Myers said, "I assure you that we will take swift and appropriate action with regard to any student who is found to have been involved with this matter. However, at this point, they do not have any suspects." And this is just the latest of a series of incidents across the county, ranging from nooses to Confederate flags and now swastikas. If you're a fan of the Anne Arundel County Public Libraries, as you should be, you can now reserve meeting rooms online thanks to a new customer-friendly meeting room reservation tool that they just installed on their network. Previously, you had to call or visit the specific branch and check on the meeting room availability, reserve a space, perhaps put a deposit down, depending on the type of organization you are, but now it is all handled online, open to the public, and reservations can be had 6 months in advance. During an urban renewal project back in the 1980s in the area of Acton Lane, the remains of Smith Price were unearthed, and they've been stored for many, many years by the Maryland State Archives. Recently, his remains were rediscovered, and the city of Annapolis, along with its African-American leaders, are bringing him home for a proper burial. That's all happening today at 11 a.m. Annapolis officials, Anne Arundel County officials, and Maryland officials will all gather at Asbury United Methodist Church to welcome the remains of Smith Price back to Annapolis. November 1st is a significant date. It is the 155th anniversary of the ratification of Maryland's third constitution, which did abolish slavery and indentured servitude. Price was a slave who was freed on the death of his owner. He was able to purchase land to help create a community that welcomed newly freed former slaves, and it was the first free black community in or near Annapolis. After the service, the Annapolis City Police will work with a rolling road closure beginning at Asbury United Methodist Church, and the procession is going to cross West Street to West Washington Street, right on Northwest Street, and end at St. Anne's Cemetery, where his remains will be interred. They expect the procession to be about 75 people long, and they will be walking along with a horse-drawn carriage. If you are missing Salad Works, which used to be over in the Annapolis Town Center, we've got good news for you, but it's now over in the festival at Riva. Chopt Creative Salad Company now has opened its 5th Maryland location at the festival at Riva. It's a 3,400 square foot eatery that seats 66. You can get it to go. And Chopt creates salads and bowls using seasonal ingredients, authentic flavors from around the world. There are some classic pre-made options as well as build your own. Their current hours are 10:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday, 11 to 9 on Saturday, and 11 to 8 on Sunday. Eat healthy. Go check out Chopt. And finally, I'm hoping to clear up some misinformation that's been going crazy on social media, and it's all in reference to the CDAC, the City Dock Action Committee, and the plan they presented on Tuesday night. Unfortunately, a lot of people are reading the headlines and looking at the picture and making all sorts of assumptions which tend to be false and shared. As I look through some of the comments, there are 7 big ones that really need addressing, and essentially, they are increasing parking. They're not eliminating parking. They are going to be addressing the flooding issue, both for sea level rise as well as nuisance flooding. They are not raising taxes. What they're going to be doing is they're going to be establishing a financing authority, and the thought right now is to be able to fund that through an additional percentage hotel occupancy tax. Market space is not going to be closed. There's just a drawing that showed that it could be closed for a specific event, which is just what's happening right now. This is a 5-year project, and the first step is to get the garage replaced so you're not eliminating any parking. The garage is estimated to take up to 2 years to complete, and once that's done, the city dock project will start up, and that is expected to take another 2 years as well, and it's going to take about a year to get all this in gear. Total cost on this project is about $80 million, $30 million for the replacement of the garage, and another $50 million for the work about City Dock. People are squawking about the condition of Main Street. My point is that you don't want to replace Main Street just yet because you're going to be replacing Hillman Garage, which will have heavy equipment going up and down Main Street, causing more damage. Let's let the damage happen and then replace Main Street. And another one is the boat shows. The boat shows were involved in this from the very beginning. They are aware of what's been happened, what's proposed. They have been very resilient in years past. They will need to make adjustments moving forward, but they are very good at making adjustments. If you remember, they built a fake floor over City Dock to accommodate for flooding a couple years ago. I do suggest that you watch the video or listen to the podcast that we did with the City Dock Action Committee. You can find that over at eyeonannapolis.net. And don't just read the headlines, read the entire story so you know what really is being proposed. All right, that does it for the top news today. Please make sure you check back at eyeonannapolis.net throughout the day because we do update it throughout the day, and I know we will have an update on that most recent murder up in Glen Burnie. If you are someplace where you can leave a recommendation or a review, please do that. It helps us grow. Make sure your friends, family, colleagues, and coworkers all know about us. And other than that, you need to hang tight because we've got a list of suggested things for you to do this weekend. And of course, like we have every day, we have George Young with your local DMV weather forecast. And he's coming up in just 1 minute after this message from Red, Maryland.
Hello, friends. This is Brian Griffiths from RedMaryland.com, inviting you to the 2020 RedMaryland.com Leadership Conference, Saturday, January the 11th, 2020 at the Doubletree Hotel in Annapolis. Confirmed speakers include Congressman Andy Harris, Commerce Secretary Kelly Schultz, Transportation Secretary Pete Ron, Senator J.B. Jennings, Senator Steve Hershey, Senator Justin Reedy, Delegate Nick Kipke, Delegate Kathy Shalega, Delegate Lauren Erican, WBAL Radio's Andrew Langer and Jerry Rogers, Maryland Federation of Republican Women President Diana Waterman, Maryland Young Republicans Chairman Maria Sophia, Lauren Bogley from the Maryland Right to Life, and so much more. Tickets are available at redmarylandconference.com. Sponsorship opportunities and vendor tables are also available. That's redmarylandconference.com. Don't miss out on your opportunity to attend the redmaryland.com Leadership Conference, Saturday, January the 11th in Annapolis. Once more, buy your tickets now at redmarylandconference.com.
Going out? You need the most up-to-date local weather. Here's George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis with today's forecast.
Hey everyone, this is George with DMV Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Friday, November 1st. Yesterday worked out pretty well for everyone, as trick-or-treaters weren't thwarted by any storms, and the storms that did move through Anne Arundel County weren't too bad on the whole, though we did add more rain to the totals for the month, which ended up above average for rain with almost 5 to 6 inches total, pretty much all of that coming in the second half of the month, and it was a warm month too, with temps some 5 to 6 degrees above average, which is a lot for an entire month. But it's a new day and a new month, and it will start out chilly, with today through Monday featuring tons of sunshine and temps in the 50s for daytime highs, with 30s and 40s for lows each night, possibly getting down to the freezing mark for some in the Annapolis region early Monday morning. So enjoy the weekend ahead. It'll definitely feel like fall all weekend. And let's face it, we're only 3 to 4 weeks away from Thanksgiving now and less than 2 months away from several other major holidays after Thanksgiving through the new year. So it's time for coats and hats and all that comes with the season. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DMV Weather. Make it a great weekend out there and be sure to get our free app on all of your devices by searching for DCMDVA Weather in the Apple or Google App Stores. And also follow us on Facebook and Twitter and on our website at dmvweather.com so you can always stay weather informed.
When a ring from the United States Naval Academy comes into Zachary's for a center stone, it always makes us wonder, where's this one going? Where's this one been? A nuclear sub in the North Atlantic, a carrier deck in the South Pacific, the moon? 52 astronauts are Academy graduates, from Iwo Jima to Okinawa, Corregidor to the Coral Sea, Midway to the Persian Gulf, Congress to the White House. These rings go where America goes. 73 that went to war were awarded the Medal of Honor. But wherever they go, wherever they may serve, our admiration goes with them.
Zachary's. Online at zacharysjewelers.com. More than a jewelry store, a jeweler.
Every weekend, there's something exciting going on in the Annapolis area. Be sure to visit eyeonannapolis.net to sign up for a newsletter highlighting all the weekend events. Here are our top picks for this weekend.
It's the first weekend of November, and it looks to be a beautiful weekend, so let's get right into it. Tomorrow morning, starting at 8 a.m., going till 2, it is a big book sale, and by big, I mean B-I-G, Books for International Goodwill. This is a warehouse of more than 70,000 books covering all categories. They will be on the shelves for sale, priced anywhere from $3 for hardbacks, $2 for trade softbounds, and $1 for pocket paperbacks. They've got children's books. This is all a part of the Annapolis Rotary, and their warehouse is actually at Defense Highway up there on the left, just past like the Best Buy. One of the two huge events tomorrow is the 22nd annual Eastport Tug-of-War. It gets underway at the crack of noon. Well, that's the tugging that gets underway at noon. The party starts at 10 a.m., goes till about 5:30. There will be parties on both sides of the creek, a smaller party in Annapolis to get it going, and then it'll wrap up over in Eastport. There are 7 teams. You can still register to tug. There will be registration tables at both sides. I will be emceeing the Annapolis side, so come on over and say hello. This will be an awful lot of fun. We'll have some food and booze from the Market House, as well as Latitude 38, who, by the way, I just had a great burger there yesterday. If you haven't been to Latitude 38, right down there on City Dock, spectacular view and very good food. So come on down and cheer on your favorite at the Maritime Republic of Eastport's Tug-of-War. And if you are a Nationals fan, quite possibly you may be in Washington tomorrow to help the Nationals celebrate their World Series win. The parade is scheduled for tomorrow at 2 p.m., and according to D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser, it's going to begin at Constitution at 15th Street Northwest, proceed along Constitution Avenue, and end at Pennsylvania and 3rd Street Northwest with a team rally. If you're looking to get into the district, don't drive, take the metro or a bus. And if you can't make it into the district and you want to watch it on TV, it looks like the MLB network will be airing that parade. Once again, congratulations to the Washington Nationals, world champions. Tomorrow night over at the Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium, it is the Thomas Point Shoal Lighthouse Keep the Light Shining Gala. This is going to be a fun event. The Eastport Oyster Boys will be playing there. Tickets are $85. It goes from 7 to 10 o'clock. They'll have a 50-50 different raffles, a silent auction, a wine pull, and the dress is casual, which is a good thing. Why does the Thomas Point Shoal Lighthouse need money? Well, the steel girders on the bottom are corroding very significantly, and they do need to be replaced. And if we want to keep this iconic historic structure here for us, we need to do something about it. So if you're not doing anything tomorrow night, come on out, support the Thomas Point Shoal Lighthouse, and you can get more information and actually buy tickets at savethomaspoint.com. And sliding into Sunday, it is the final First Sunday Arts Festival of the season. This will get underway at 11 a.m., go till about 5 p.m. They slid it up an hour earlier because of daylight savings time, which, by the way, comes into effect on Saturday night, Sunday morning, right there at the cusp. Dozens of vendors, nearly a dozen different bands playing throughout the day. Always a lot of fun. And what you want to do is to get down into the Whitmore Park, which is on Calvert Street. The Annapolis Community Foundation will be giving away oak trees in remembrance of the 5 employees of the Capital Gazette that were slain last June. They are free and they represent strength. So you want to grab an oak tree, plant it in remembrance of one or more of the people that were slain. All right, there's some suggestions for things to do this weekend. Whatever you do, please have fun. Please do it safely. We'll see you here on Monday, and have a great weekend.
Have you ever been to the Annapolis Mall when it opens for the day? Maybe you've noticed the line of folks waiting to get into the Apple Store. As you may know, I'm a Mac user, and today's episode of the Daily News Brief, in fact, all of the episodes of the Daily News Brief have been produced right here on my Mac computer. What you might not know about is Macmedics. They were founded here in Annapolis in 1989, and they are an Apple-authorized premium service provider, the only one in the Baltimore, Annapolis, D.C. area. And what that means to you is that they repair all Apple devices, including the iPhone screens and batteries, all without an appointment. And most repairs are done the same day. usually within 2 hours. They also sell everything except the iPhone and the watch for the same price as Apple. I don't know why you would go anywhere else. Give them a call at 410-757-MACS, or if you're not into the whole letter thing, 410-757-6227. Stop by their retail store in Severna Park on Benfield Road or their service center in Lanham, right off of Route 50. Or you can always check them out online at macmedics.com. I'll tell you, they've saved me quite a few times, and I know they can save you.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., keeping you informed with the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. And take a moment to listen to our other podcast, The Maryland Crabs, released every Thursday at noon.